In this video, I will show you how our management system works. So this is the client management. We will see how to add, update, delete and display client information. So this is the form that allows us to add a new client or update existing client's information. We can enter client ID, last name, first name, address, email and phone. So this is it. Now we will check the database. So this is it. Now let's try to delete the client information or update. We'll update it. Now let's check the database. So it has changed. Now let's try to delete it. This is it. Now let's go to the code. So this is how we include the connection to the database. And this is the client class. It's designed to manage client's information, including the ID. And this one is the save client data method. So this method takes the client's information from the form, prepares and query, and saves it into the database in a secure way. So this is the product management system. In this page, we see a form. This form is used to add new products or update existing ones. So we need to enter the product ID, the product's name, description, unit price, and inventory. So this is it. Let's check the database. This is it. Now let's try to update the product's information. Update. Let's check the database. So it has changed. Now let's try to delete the product's information. Now let's go to the code. So this is the product management code. This code begins by including the database connection file, enabling interaction with the database. This is the class named product. The product class is defined with preparation such as ID product, name, description, price, and inventory. This is the save product data. The save product data method allows saving a product's data to a database using. So this is the invoice management system. At the top, we have a form where users can enter invoice information like ID, date, total, and client ID. So let's try. So below the form you can see the invoice list. Let's check the database. So this is it. We can also update or delete the invoice information. So let's try to update it. So let's check the database. So it has changed. Now we can also delete this invoice. So this is it. Now let's explain how the code works behind this interface. So this is the invoice class. It represents an invoice with properties like ID, date, total, and client ID. The constructor initializes properties when we create a new invoice object, and the initialize table method creates the invoices table in the database if it doesn't exist. It defines columns for the invoice ID, date, total, and client ID. We have also the save invoice data. This method inserts a new invoice into the table. Finally, this is the invoice detail management system. In this page, we can add, update, delete, or view the details related to invoices. So at the top, we have a form where we can enter the details of an invoice like detail ID, invoice ID, product ID, quantity, and unit price. So let's try to add a new invoice detail. So this is the list of existing invoice details. Now let's check the database. So this is it. We can also update an invoice details. So it has changed here. Let's check the database. It has changed also. We can also delete this invoice detail. So it had deleted. Now let's explain how the code works. So this is the invoice data class. It represents the detail of an invoice. The class includes properties like detail ID, invoice ID, product ID, quantity, and unit price. The class also has methods to save a new invoice detail to the database, display all invoice detail, or update an existing detail, or delete a detail. For example, the save invoice detail method inserts the details into the database, and the display invoice detail method fetches and displays all the details from the database. So this management system simplifies handling invoices, client, product, and their details, ensuring efficient and organized data management. So this is it. Thanks for watching.